The name Thule echoes like a ghost across the pages of antiquity. A faraway island perched on the edge of the known world, shrouded in mist and mystery. To the ancient Greeks and Romans, it marked the northern limit of civilization and comprehension, a place so remote it blurred the boundary between myth and geography. They spoke of its long days, its freezing seas, its strange natural phenomena. And though no Roman banner was ever planted in its soil, Thule haunted their imaginations like a cold flame flickering at the world's end. The story of Thule begins with a shadowy figure named Pytheas of Massalia, a Greek geographer and sailor who lived in the 4th century BCE. A resident of Massalia, modern-day Marseille, Pytheas undertook a voyage unlike any other of his time. Around 325 BCE, he set sail from the Mediterranean, through the Pillars of Hercules, up the Atlantic coast of Europe, eventually reaching the British Isles. But Pytheas did not stop there. He claimed to have traveled 6 days north of Britain by sea, eventually arriving at a place he called Thule. According to Pytheas, Thule was a land where the sun barely set during summer, a startling observation that implies a latitude near or above the Arctic Circle. He described the sea as semi-solid, like a gelatinous mass, a phrase that puzzled ancient readers but may have been an attempt to describe sea ice or slushy Arctic waters. Pytheas also noted that barley could grow there and that the people practiced a form of agriculture, evidence that Thule was not just a wasteland, but a land inhabited by human beings, adapted to their harsh environment. Unfortunately, Pytheas's original account, titled On the Ocean, has been lost to time. What we know of it comes from the hostile and skeptical summaries provided by later authors like Strabo, Polybius, and Pliny the Elder, many of whom doubted Pytheas's claims or dismissed them as fanciful. Strabo, writing in the 1st century BCE, accused Pytheas of inventing stories to gain notoriety, even as he repeated them. Despite the doubts of later historians, Thule persisted in the Roman imagination. Pliny the Elder, writing in the 1st century CE, includes it in his Natural History, describing it as a place beyond the known islands of Britain and the Orkneys. To Pliny, Thule represented the ultimate limit of the north, a place touched by the freezing breath of the outer ocean and lit by a sun that never set. The Roman historian Tacitus, in his biography of his father-in-law Agricola, makes an intriguing reference to Thule. In describing the Roman fleet's circumnavigation of northern Britain around 84 CE, he writes that the ships sighted Thule, though they did not land. This brief but tantalizing remark suggests that, for Tacitus at least, Thule was not merely mythical, it was visible. Yet what exactly the sailors saw remains unknown. Perhaps it was the Orkney Islands or Shetland, or a farther land glimpsed across stormy waters. Over time, Thule came to serve not only as a geographic marker, but as a symbol of the unreachable. The Roman poet Virgil invoked it metaphorically to represent the furthest possible boundary. For the Romans, Thule became a poetic shorthand for the edge of the world, akin to how we might today refer to Timbuktu or the ends of the earth. But where was Thule really? Modern scholars have proposed several plausible candidates based on Pytheas's original description and known sailing capabilities of the time. The most likely option is the coast of western Norway. From northern Scotland, a 6-day sail could feasibly reach the Trøndelag region, where the midnight sun is visible in summer, and where Pytheas's observations about farming and seasonal light make sense. The sluggish sea he described could have been the Arctic Ocean or the fjords thickened with sea ice and mist. Norway also matches his claim that barley could be grown and that people lived and worked the land despite the extreme latitude. Another possibility is the Shetland Islands, which lie only a few days' sail north of the Orkneys. These islands are more reachable and still remote enough to seem like the ends of the earth to a Mediterranean sailor. Shetland experiences long summer days and strange weather, and it may have been just mysterious enough to earn the name Thule in Pytheas's mind. A more speculative theory points to Iceland, which certainly fits the descriptions of extended daylight, sea ice, and volcanic terrain. However, most scholars argue that Iceland was simply too far for a 4th century BCE Greek ship to reach and return. The 6-day travel time Pytheas described would not have been enough to make it there and back with the ships and navigation tools of his time, especially given the unpredictable North Atlantic. Whatever its real-world counterpart, Thule lived on in the cultural imagination. It inspired medieval and Renaissance writers, explorers, and map-makers. In fact, the name Thule was later revived in the 16th and 17th centuries as a label for northern regions like Iceland and Greenland, sometimes appearing on early modern maps. In the end, what did the Romans get right about Thule and the northern lands? Surprisingly, quite a lot, especially given the limitations of their era. Pytheas's report of near-endless summer daylight suggests he really did reach a very high latitude. His remarks about barley cultivation and native peoples indicate a real understanding of life in the subarctic, not mere myth. And his description of the ocean's texture, so strange to the classical world, might have been an early observation of sea ice or polar fog, phenomena unknown to those raised around the calm blue waters of the Mediterranean. Roman writers, despite their skepticism, preserved and circulated these ideas, ensuring that knowledge of the far north was not entirely lost to the world. Even if they never fully believed in Thule, they remained captivated by it, a testament to the enduring human fascination with what lies just beyond the horizon. What do you think? Where was Roman Thule, in your opinion? What do you think about an ancient mariner laying eyes on such a place and how he must have felt? Let us know in the comments. This video is now in your past. We hope to see you again here in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.